you feel stuck, paralyzed, or simply discouraged, kind of like running on mud or like running on a giant pool of cream. The more you run or swim, the harder it gets. Sounds like life, right? At least sometimes. So I believe it is in these lyrics, the lyrics of Gift, that you find that beginning path, the unlocking key to catapult you out of that place of confusion, frustrations, insecurities, and have you land on a much more beautiful and fertile soil where you can plant your next solid, good, and healthy choices. Sounds good? So let's dive together into the lyrics of my new single, Gift. Start the episode. Hello, Morty here. One quick little note I wanted to add. I thought it was worthy of sharing with you. I found it super interesting that last week, the same week that we were editing this video, the famous actor Matthew McConaughey was promoting his new book, Greenlights, which in short basically speaks how we all have our green lights, our successes, but we also have our yellow lights and our red lights, our slowdowns and our stops, our full stops, and how those lights, the yellow ones and the red lights of life, could become green lights. They could propel you also to success. And I thought it was very compatible to this video I wanted to share with you. Yeah, I didn't read the book, so I'm not sure what the book speaks about. Is it good? Have you read it? But yeah, I thought it was worth mentioning it. Let's go back to the video. What a time we live in. So many changes in such a short period of time. It can be easy at times to get desensitized of the magnitude of changes we went through in the past few short months. I know that you know how much your own life changed, but fortunately or unfortunately, life changes all the time or often. There are opportunities, there are challenges constantly, and life changes. But I'm talking as the humankind. This quality of changes usually take place after several generations at least. But here we're talking about 200-ish days. Let's think together about the following for a moment. Stop all thoughts. Let's abruptly just pull the emergency brakes. Stop all trains of thoughts. Let's go from 70 miles an hour to zero, to a complete sudden stop of your thinking. Now try to remember before you even heard that this was something that can impact your lives practically. Time travel to the past of yours. Close your eyes, if you will. Bear with me. What were you doing? What were you busy with and with whom? What were your short-term plans and what was going to be the outcome of those plans? Their expected impact in your life, in your surroundings. Now, time jump back to today, to right now, with bird's eye view on the current situation we are all in. Isn't it insanely crazy how much life changed in such a short time globally? The entire world? The more I want to wrap up my head around everything that is going on and try to make sense of it all, the more I realize that I can't make sense of it. And you know what? That's okay. It's super healthy to acknowledge that at times I don't know, or at times I can't do something. And better than that is the realization that in truth, I am not in control. We are not in control. You are given control over your efforts and hard work, your will to do, and for the most part, your actual doings, your actions, our actions. But we have absolutely no control over the results, the outcomes. And again, that's okay. However, we humans freak out when we lose control. By default, we are a conqueror species. We like being in control. And I think that's super positive with the right balance, of course. That need, that desire, that thirst for control is what has given us the drive to explore, the drive to take risks, to want more and to look for answers, to question, to challenge, to grow, resulting in everything that we have discovered and accomplished to date and its applications and its impact. Yes, granted, all that came with a load of negativity as well. And indeed, we have piles and piles of things to fix ourselves and as the humankind. But with it also came, in my belief, an even greater load of positivity. So when something comes and rips away from us that ability to control, we get inundated with fear, with desperation, which parenthetically, I see this as such a fascinating dichotomy because on one hand, we were designed to control, and on the other hand, we can't truly control. And that's why it's okay. Because we have the responsibility to control our attempts, our actions, our thoughts, our speech, or even our will, and yet find peace in the fact that I cannot control results. I cannot control the outcomes. So now, how do you find that internal peace and harmony when seemingly you're living a constant contradiction? And that contradiction brings stress, worrisome, fears. It disrupts that peace that you seek. So the first thing is to acknowledge, to validate that pain that you feel is real, the desperation, the injustice, the confusion, the anxieties, the fears, they're all real. And all these reality of emotions caused by my current situations drive our actions. Yet, we have the duty, we have the obligation, as someone that is trying to be a good person, hopefully, to choose good. And as such, inevitably, we must then consider not only what's good to me as an individual, but what's good to the everything. Otherwise, can half good be called true good? So the Talmudic expression goes, that question itself is its very own answer. In order to choose good, I must first be well myself. Does that make any sense? If I'm not well, how can I identify what's good, hence pursue it? So how can I be well when reality forces me, corners me not to be? The answer is, in my belief, that I must find an exit door, the exit door. Not to try to fight emotions, not to try to swim against this wild current of negativity. Chances are it will overpower me. But just exit. Don't face it, rather shift. How? So we said we are looking for an exit door. And it is not any exit door we are looking for. It is a specific door with a very specific sign on it. And it reads, the present is here and is now. In my understanding and belief, the very first step to exit all the negativity, fears, anxiety, pain, desperation, stress, worry, is to be truly present in your here and in your now. Once you have accomplished that, you have won 50% of your battle. 50%? What about the other half? I'm glad you ask. Although being present is super precious and it's very hard to attain, on its own is not enough. Let's paraphrase it. Being present, truly present, it is the answer. However, one cannot be genuinely, truly present without being thankful for your present. Because the lack of thankfulness will automatically teleport you out of your here and out of your now. You will start desiring and yearning that which you don't have, that which you're lacking, expelling you out of your present, back into your negativity. So we need both. We need them badly. One leg is being present in your here and in your now. And the other leg is being thankful for your present and your now. And together, we do the walk. Let's say it in the lyrics. I landed from my dreaming into the beginning chapter of today. A blurry 4 o'clock AM is saying, I'll help you write your day. While the sun's still sleeping and the patience of the moment's wide awake, I force the morning's quietness to listen to the dripping of my... In the beginning 2 paragraphs of the song, I wanted to set the right tone. And that is that in our pursuit to be present and thankful, it is of paramount importance to start the day with a success. For me personally, that's waking up very early in the morning between 4 a.m. and 4:30 a.m., for me it's crucial. I see it as my first victory of the day. To be me, the one that wakes up the morning and not for the morning to wake me up. But that's for me. For you, maybe waking up early in the morning might not translate into success. So try to identify what is it for you? What's that first success of the day? And go for it. So that's number one, to start your day with a personal victory, with a personal success. Number two, just like in a book, every word leads to its story, its message. So to realize that every minute of your day can be purpose-oriented and not disposable. A good beginning towards that realization of purposefulness, is to connect, to be sensitive and appreciative of the details of your moments. The quietness, the noises, the air, the sound of water, the touch of the wind. In other words, don't take anything for granted. Every portion of silence, every wave of sound has a purpose. And this is not necessarily about finding that specific purpose in every little thing, because we might not have the ability, the tools to accurately find the purpose of things. And purpose, by definition, cannot be made up, it's intrinsic. But the mere effort of being conscious that everything has a purpose, just keeping that in mind and actively being attentive of it, that acts as an anchor to my present. It distracts my distractions, if that makes any sense. And then, once the playground is set, once I'm ready in the zone, then it's time to play. Turn around and I hug them now. Within its million possibilities unbound. And breathe deep from that field where a breath of opportunities proceeds. Through the place of my surroundings when they're sweet, when sweet they don't feel. So, right there and then, together with being aware of my present, I must acknowledge the possibilities. Meaning, I'm alive. I've been granted with qualities, opportunities. I could very well not have them, but I do. So what then? Then comes the choice. Your choice. Your will of action. How should you choose to act so that as you're using your opportunities, you are also expressing gratitude for them? Thankfulness anchors you to your present, distracts you from being distracted, from that which you are lacking. And also, if I put effort and focus on being grateful, even with my situations and my contexts are not from the sweetest, even when they're not my favorite, and they might even be spiced up by some challenges or unfortunate happenings. Even then, because it's about being grateful and not their flavor, then I enable myself not only to keep my positivity, but to grow it. And this attitude, when genuine and sincere, it becomes contagious. You start becoming a lamplighter to those around you, to those who might not know how to light their own lamps. Through once there is will pay the core of reality that gives me with a chance to be, trust me with ability. Thank you for counting me in. Through once there is will pay the core of reality that gives me with a chance to be, trust me with ability. Thank you for counting me in. The glue that keeps all this together, the magical component that makes this happen, that makes possible the fusion of being present and thankful, is humility, humbleness, true humility. You see, there are two kinds of humilities: artificial and legit. The artificial one, which is the one that we are often guilty of, is when we know we are good at something, yet we publicly negate that. For example, If Messi would say he's not good at soccer, or if Einstein would have said he's not smart, or me that I'm not good looking, joking. That wouldn't be true humility. That would just be playing the social game of you must be humble. It's artificial. Legit humility, true humbleness, is when you acknowledge your abilities, your strengths, yet you recognize they are a gift. A reward is something you earn, but a gift is just given. Yes, of course, hard work matters and it's a game changer. But generally speaking, and there's always exceptions, but in general, the hard work is applied to the process of unleashing your abilities, your gifts, and not to acquiring them. Again, there's always exceptions, but that's why some people will never have the basketball abilities of LeBron or the engineering business qualities of Elon Musk. But them, as successful as they are in all those particular areas, they can never be you. That's why when you blend hard work with true humility, you'll end up being able to be thankful for your here and your now. Running through the many hallways, getting tangled with the tale of time, picking up the pieces of my moments that were left behind. As the clock is busy chasing minutes, I invite the present to step in. Pull a chair, pour your cup of coffee, watch was about the scene and turn around. Now comes another very important piece of the puzzle. Life gets busy. You are busy. But the obvious question, of course, is busy with what? And how much of that and how much of this? How often we find ourselves being too busy picking up our past or chasing our future that we kick ourselves out of our present. And how fun is that? I mean, our present, it's really the only thing we truly have. Our past already passed. Our future hasn't happened yet, but our present is here and is here now. Yet, it gets ignored. And that's why being thankful for your here, being thankful for your now, as we humbly discover and acknowledge our gifts, our strengths, and use them to influence and impact everything around us for the good, that is true power. And that is the gift to be. And I could tell you from my own experience, it's not easy, but it's super possible. And you will be a source of true goodness for everything and everyone around you, starting with you and your loved ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you in the next song.